Hello everybody, it's me Anthony here to give you guys another episode recap and review of Dark Matter. We are 2 episodes left until the season finale, but I am excited that we get 9 episodes instead of the traditional 8 episodes that you get in a typical season nowadays, and we are inching closer and closer to that inevitable battle that we all been waiting for, Jason versus Jason. Kind of sounds like a really bad rip-off sequel to the Freddy vs. Jason movie.
I mean, you got these teensy-weensy little things, and Jason has got this big old thing, like...
But if you are new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are into this kind of stuff. And if you want to check out the past episode recaps that I've done for this series, go check that out over here. You can click on that and watch that and just tell me how wrong I am with all my theories. But without further ado, let's get into the episode 7 recap of Dark Matter, titled In the Fires of Dead Stars. The episode begins with evil Jason getting the silent treatment from Danielle and Charlie because of what he did in the last episode when he gave Charlie ice cream with nuts in it.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
They all hear a knock at the door, and it's Detective Mason. And I honestly didn't think we would ever see this character ever again, ever since that she met with Layton in that universe. I thought it was kind of weird that they focused on Detective Mason in that world, and it kind of made her feel like she was an important character, but we didn't see her up until this point, so I was like, okay, well, they just wasted another character. But she is back, and it looks like she might have a bigger role than I thought. And speaking of Layton, we haven't seen that bro in a while. Wonder what he's gonna do. Have a feeling that he's gonna show up at the last minute and do something. Detective Mason asked Jason and Daniela if they have seen Ryan because his girlfriend reported him missing. Evil Jason lies about the last time he saw Ryan, and Detective Mason leaves saying that she will be in touch with him if she has any more questions. After Mason is gone, Daniela asks Jason to meet her in their room. Daniela confronts Jason, showing him the capsule of the drug he uses to travel in the box, and tells Jason that she took it to Ryan to investigate. Jason comes clean and tells Daniela that he got the drug from Ryan and that he has been using it. Daniela tells him to stop using it, and Jason says that he will stop.
You said no. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Back in the box, Amanda tells good Jason that they need a break, and they end up in a world that seems to be in the not too distant future. Amanda tells Jason that she has a surprise for him and to meet her at a restaurant in 2 hours.
2 hours later.
Jason meets Amanda at the restaurant, and Amanda tells Jason that she is staying in this world because there is nothing left for her anywhere else, and that maybe she is the reason that Jason can't find his world.
I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!
Amanda says that she wants Jason to stay with her, but Jason says that even though he may want to stay, he can't. Before he leaves, Jason slips Amanda 2 capsules of the drug into her purse just in case she changes her mind. Jason then goes back into the box and continues to try to get back to his world. In one world, Jason starts to think of switching places with another Jason and doing the same thing the evil Jason did to him. Jason eventually comes to his senses and tries to leave when he is caught by another version of his dead son, Max. Jason tries to have a heart-to-heart with his son, who is feeling guilty for the death of his twin sister, Holly. It's kind of weird. I wonder if Holly is going to make an appearance in the series moving forward. Knowing this series so far, they like to come back to random moments that they have done in previous episodes. So I feel like the name Holly is something that we gotta just remember and keep an eye on. Jason tries to comfort Max, but in the end, Max pushes him away. Evil Jason is then greeted by Detective Mason, who is waiting for him at his home, and tells him that they found that Ryan's last whereabouts was at an abandoned industrial area, and she asks if Jason went there with him. Jason continues to lie and says that he didn't go with Ryan to that location, and Mason says that there isn't a lot of cameras there, but if she finds anything, she'll let him know. Worried that he might get caught, evil Jason breaks open the box that was covered in concrete and travels to a world to get another Ryan and take him back with him so that he can get the attention off of him. We cut to Jason as he looks at the last capsule of the drug he has and starts to write down the first time he met his wife. Jason opens the door and appears in his world. He finally made it back.
You're dead. You crazy son of a bitch, you're dead.
Jason gets to his home and sees that evil Jason and his family are talking about how Ryan is back and that he was on some sort of alcoholic bender. Good Jason goes to a weapon shop and tries to buy a gun, but he doesn't have a license. Instead, he buys some pepper spray and a knife and leaves the shop. Not too soon after, evil Jason arrives at the same shop wanting to buy a gun as well. The employee thinks that this is some kind of joke and tells Jason that he was just here a few seconds ago asking for the same thing. Evil Jason freaks out and runs outside to see if he can find Jason, but he is already gone. And the episode ends there. And that is it. That is the recap of episode 7 of Dark Matter. Be sure to let me know what you think about that episode in the comments down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? But for me personally, I thought there was a lot of highs in this episode and a little bit of lows. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I thought overall that it was a pretty decent episode, and it's a good setup point for us finally getting that confrontation that we want, the Jason versus Jason battle. I'm interested to see how it's going to go. I have a feeling that it's not going to be as epic as I want it to be. I don't know what I'm expecting. I'm expecting them to go Super Saiyan and start beating each other up. No, they're two regular humans that are probably going to fight. I don't know. I just want it. I hope that it's going to be worth this build up that we've been getting. But as far as the things I didn't really like about it, I felt like the pacing was a little bit rushed in certain areas, particularly the part where with Amanda, where she says she's going to stay in that world. I felt like the pacing of that episode was a little fast. They just wanted to hurry up and get to the point of Amanda leaving and everything. And I just felt like it was a little bit of rush. And I felt like they kind of did a little bit of disservice in storytelling a little bit, because there's quite a few plot holes in that segment, in those scenes, particularly when they go there and they're just buying up a whole bunch of stuff, which I found kind of weird. I was like, how are they doing this? Obviously they're not using their credit cards, at least I don't think so. They're using cash, but then at the same time, there was a scene in a couple episodes ago where Layton asked evil Jason, why don't you just get a whole bunch of money and take it from, one world to the next, and you'll have a whole bunch of money. And the evil Jason explains each money has a certain kind of code on it, and so that it would look like it's stolen if I used it in a different world. So in this world, they're buying stuff, and of course an ice cream or a hot chocolate stand guy is not gonna scan this dollar bill or whatever. But I just find it kind of weird that they're just using all this money and they're just without any care or anything like that. I guess because they know that they were gonna, at least Jason knew he was just gonna leave and never come back. So, but it just felt kind of weird to me. Let me know what you think. Do you think that was fine that they did that in the episode? I just thought things were happening a little bit too fast. But I just want to talk about the moment when they finally say goodbye to each other, and then this modern random pop song starts playing. And this isn't the first time that they have done that in this show. The first episode of the series, when Jason was running away, at the end of the episode, they started playing some hip-hop music, and I was just it doesn't really fit the show. And the same thing that's happening with this, it doesn't really fit the moment. I understand what they were trying to do with it. They were trying to be these two have been on this journey forever, and then they're separating and they have feelings for each other and everything. And I was just yeah, but this is kind of weird. But enough of the negative stuff. The stuff that I really loved about this episode is we get more of evil Jason's plan not working, and I just love it. I love that these last couple of episodes we've been seeing evil Jason's his whole plan, his grand plan of him stealing Jason's family and him becoming Jason in his place and everything. I think it's funny that everything is falling apart. He's not as smart as he thinks he is, and you can see that unravel before our eyes, and I think it's glorious. And the last thing that I really liked about this episode is Jason is finally back. I was getting a little bit tired of him going with all these different worlds, and especially when he was going to the same type of world over and over again. It kind of felt repetitive, which it was, and I think that's what the thing that we're going for. It was feeling repetitive, and it was weighing on Amanda and Jason. But I'm happy that they cut it short, and now we're seeing Jason finally back into his original universe and about to confront Jason. Like I said, I know I said it a whole bunch of times, but I'm excited for it. But as always, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you feel about the whole Amanda and Jason finally, like, you know, separating, and her pretty much confirming that she was the reason why that, you know, everything was being messed up, or at least she thinks so, but she kind of confirmed it. But now we're going to get into the theory section of the video, where I just talk about some things that I had some questions about, or just some things that I just want to bring some attention to. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is evil Jason bringing back a different Ryan to the universe that he's at right now, and how he put his entire fingerprints on everything. So I don't know if the fingerprints are not a thing in his world. He's just bringing Ryan back to his home. You know, he's putting his fingerprints on everything, you know, his phone, the table, everything. And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, I hope Detective Mason doesn't just say like, okay, he's back, it's fine. I hope she does like an investigation and like looks at things and figures out, hey, you know, there's some fingerprints of other people around here. So, you know, run the fingerprints and let's figure out who was with him, what is going on. Because I don't think it's going to be as easy as just bringing back a different Ryan, and that Ryan's just going to totally assimilate to this thing and just like, hey, I got a random girlfriend that I don't know anything about, and I'm a head of some random corporation, and I'm a scientist. I don't think it's going to really work out. But let me know what you think about that segment. I know a lot of people have been bringing up the plot holes in this series so far. And before I was just kind of like, hey, you know, I'm along for the ride. I know there's a little bit of plot holes. What show that's dealing with the multiverse and different universes and time travel and all that stuff doesn't have some plot holes? You know, I'm not really that, you know, particular about it. I don't really care as long as the show's entertaining. But this segment is kind of like really in your face and something I can't really ignore, because it's kind of like, yeah, that doesn't really that's not how it works. And the last thing I want to talk about is, how did Jason get back to his world? Now, we've been seeing the last couple of episodes of Jason trying to figure out how to get to his world. He's writing down stuff on a notebook, descriptions of his wife, the area that he lives, you know, the situation that he is at, and that's not gotten him anywhere. Then we had that scene where Amanda was telling him that he has to go deeper and everything. So I don't know. I guess he went deeper. I guess he was just talking about the first time he met his wife, and then that, you know, he wants the flaws of his life and everything, which made me think, were you thinking the whole time, like, you want to go back to your life, but you want to change things? Like, that would have been interesting if that's what he was thinking. And I wish they told us that, like, all this time that he was thinking of trying to get back to his world, in the back of his mind, he was thinking like, well, I want to get back to my world and everything be different, be the same, but maybe we can add a little bit of things here and there, you know, things that would make things good. That would have been interesting if they told us that. But they kind of just made Jason have an epiphany as like, oh, I'm gonna talk about my wife when I first met her, and how I want the good and the bad. And that's how I got back home. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. How did Jason get back to his world? Was it as simple as him just saying, you know, how he met his wife? You know, is it that easy? Let me know in the comments down below. But that is it, guys. Thank you so much for all the support you've been giving me lately with these last couple of videos. I've been really appreciating it so much. We're almost close to 3,000 subscribers. I know it's not a lot. It's not like I'm a big YouTuber or anything like that, but everything helps, and I really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. We've been doing really well lately, and you guys have been amazing and awesome. I love all the discussions in the comments, even though sometimes you guys say some weird things that I don't understand and you give me no context, but I appreciate it. But as always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, guys, keep watching.